Mental health professionals are seeing a larger number of students presenting with depression and anxiety as the pandemic reaches its second year.
We're digging deeper into the issue, speaking to students, professionals, and doctors about warning signs no parent should miss.
There's definitely a sadness that everyone is trying to get over, and it's not going to get over anytime soon.
Carol Cruiser, principal at Chicopee High School, says students and staff are still coming to terms with a pandemic that resulted in illness and loss. Dr. Bruce Waslick, chief of child psychiatry at Bay State Health, tells Western Mass News he is seeing 3 to 4 times the number of children coming to the ER. He says those doctors have seen children with serious suicide attempts, eating disorders, depression, and anxiety.
Socialization is such an important part of adolescence. Take that away from kids, it's going to be a major stress.
Students say they have certainly felt that loss, and their worlds turned upside down when remote learning was put in place at the beginning of the pandemic in March 2020, disconnecting them from friends.
It caused me a lot of anxiety, and I started to push myself away from even family because I felt as though I didn't have someone I can personally talk to.
Other students had family members who were sick. Some said their grades suffered because they were unable to connect in person with teachers. Simply the unknowns created more anxiety.
My mom got sick. She couldn't do anything. She was weak. Being isolated actually gave me anxiety and depression. And because being locked in a room, not hanging out with friends.
Donna Mendonca, supervisor of counseling and social emotional learning at Westfield Public Schools, says Westfield Schools saw a significant increase in students presenting with issues related to fear and anxiety.
The lack of social engagement and how that impacts students. I mean, they're lonely. They don't have the friendships they used to have.
Ryder Courtney, an 11th grade student at Westfield Technical Academy, says things have changed in how he interacts with others since returning in person full-time this year.
It really was like starting high school over again, You became friends with a lot more people than you would expect and a lot more different people.
Westfield Schools has even added 8 school adjustment counselors to help students transition back from COVID.
They're overwhelmed. They're seeing kids that they did not have to see or worry about before.
So what are the signs parents should look out for if their child is struggling? Experts say to watch out for any changes in sleeping patterns, sleeping too little or too much, changes in eating habits, pulling back from regular activities, and any changes in behavior. Experts acknowledge there have always been gaps in mental health services for children and teenagers in Western Mass. The pandemic exacerbated that gap. Bay State Health has opened a new inpatient child psychiatric unit, and Waslick stresses the importance of parents connecting with their child's doctor on such issues. What worries Waslick about the impact of this pandemic on students?
This kind of massive community level stress is, it's going to lead to significant mental health consequences.